Welcome to Chasing Chips. We all know why y'all here. We all know. If you've been listening, we appreciate you. If you're new, we appreciate you. It is Charles, the Clipper fan, and the other guy. Uh,
No,
so,
you
so
guys should have
yeah.
lost. You should have
Uh,
lost, bro.
you should have lost. No, no, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Me by myself and Kendrick Perkins are only people picking the Clippers to
Don't
win.
forget Rajon Rondo
Oh,
too.
Rajon, yeah, Rajon just said he
Yeah,
picking the Clippers to win. And look at here, we winning in six. As simple as that.
yeah. I mean, hey, good for y'all. I think it was the wrong choice to make because you obviously want Paul George to come back healthy, and you want a little bit easier matchup. And I think you guys could have beat any of those play-in teams with just Kawhi, and then that would have gave you a little bit more time. I feel, but I'll also take it.
No.
I'll also make the point that the first round tends to be like 3 weeks anyway. So you guys might have a few games with Paul George coming back, but he's not going to be 100%. So even if he did come back for the last 2 games of the series or something like that, we'll see. I don't even think I honestly think that we might sweep you guys.
Okay, and we're done there. For one, you're circling on just focusing on we need Paul George, and I appreciate it. If we had Paul George, I think we would definitely beat y'all. It'd be a definite. I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Definite,
Definite. We
definite.
have a bunch, and now we without him, yeah, it'd be a little bit of struggle, but I still think we win in six. I think we get it done, win in LA in Game 6
Mm-hmm.
because we just have the depth, and we went through this multiple times throughout the season about how y'all don't have a bench, and you agreed to that. You don't. And one thing, we just got guys that can just throw at KD. At the end of the day, it's all about scoring points. I believe we can outscore you guys. Now, and I think we
So
play better
I'm tired of
defense.
this whole like
Whoa,
we don't have
hey,
a bench. I think we've
you
established
made
that
this up. This
that
is what you
narrative
started.
is bullshit. That
Oh,
narrative is
now you
bullshit. It's
coming back off of it.
lazy. No, that narrative is lazy. We've talked
It's
about
not
this.
lazy. We've
The
been
the Suns bench is seventh in the NBA in scoring,
all
and
right,
it's
and
like
we're
top five
third.
in point differential. So like everyone's saying that we don't have a bench. I really don't understand it. I think they're doing like pretty well.
You,
Are they spectacular? Are they better than the Clippers bench? No. But your bench is only so good when Paul George is in there because that takes
oh,
a lot of the bandwidth away. Now, one of your key bench players is having to move up to the starting lineup. So that makes your bench that much weaker.
what
So
key player?
I don't agree with this narrative
What
that
key
the Suns
players?
have a weak
For
bench.
one, I think for one, you need to watch your stats because yes, your bench was good for 70% of the year. It
With
was.
who?
So
With who? In addition to Cam Johnson, that's it. Like
it still was a good bench. You traded everybody away. You know what I'm saying?
we traded our
A
starters
Kogi,
away. Cam
Kogi
Johnson and
coughing up.
Mikal Bridges.
Mukogi's now starter. He's not a starter. He shouldn't be.
Oh, so
He
you're
was
saying
one of the main.
Okogie was the reason why our bench was so
Okay,
good?
okay, came and da da da
Josh
da.
Okogie?
But at the end,
No,
at the
Cam
end of the
Johnson
day,
and
it
Mikal
doesn't.
Bridges were starters.
At the end of the day, you have to see that your bench is not as strong as ours. And then you're talking about Eric
Yeah,
Gordon
that's,
starting.
that's true.
Eric Gordon was off the bench, yes, but was he the biggest bench player? No, he just came to the team. Our bench was already top 5 before Eric Gordon even got
Yeah,
there. So
I know.
I'm not
But
really worried
okay,
about
so I'll
that.
agree with you that your bench is better than ours. But to
Yes.
call our bench and to jump on that bandwagon or that narrative that like our bench is trash, I don't agree with that.
No one said trash. I just said you don't have the depth. I didn't say
Everyone is saying our bench is trash.
everyone. Oh, look at here. Look here. We're talking to each other. This is
Yeah,
Charles and Josh. We're talking.
right.
I don't care what everybody's saying. If
What's the difference
everybody
between saying our bench is trash and our bench and we have no depth? What's the difference?
there's a difference. Trash means I don't think y'all would have made it to this far in the to be fourth if your bench was trash. I think that's just ridiculous. I'm not gonna go that far. I think there's guys on your bench that can step up, but I don't count on them stepping up. I'm not counting on any of them to step up in the playoff for playoff play. You know what I'm saying? Playoffs are different. I think you got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
scary guys on your team that are like fear, like they're scared to be for the moment. You got past Clipper guys on the team. You got Landry Shamet. I'm not, Bro, do I think he gonna hit a important three? God willing, he hits one. But he
Who?
might. No, I'm
Landry
not
Shamet?
trusting Shamit to be a threat. You know what I'm
He's probably
saying?
not even going to be in the rotation, to be honest.
He has to be. What are you talking
Why is
about?
that? No.
He's got to be at least the eighth person in rotation. Who's your
I'd
I
ra-
mean, we're getting off the.
I'd rather have Damian Lee in there than Landry
Oh,
Shamet.
okay. And I look here. Damian Lee is good at shooting when he's open, and that's good for him. But he don't do anything else good.
Well, at least he's better. At least he has some shooting ability, except for Landry Shamet, who's awful. You
But
know,
Larry Shaman is considered a shooter. Alicia Landry plays, I think, okay defense.
is considered a shooter. Yeah, I guess.
So, hey man, like that's the biggest thing. And the gripe about it is that you're one of my really good friends, and it's hard to go against you, but I can't like you for a few hours in a day. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
all I know, people don't know, our text messages back and forth are gonna be like, "Oh, that's a whack foul. That's not a foul. That is a foul. I don't know what you're watching, Charles. I don't know what you're watching, Josh. This is ridiculous. This so
I
it's gonna
anticipate a
be very
sweep.
interesting.
Honestly, I
So
anticipate
you're
a
saying
very quick
sweep?
sweep. Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'ma definitely say you're not gonna sweep us. I definitely know that for a fact. You're not gonna sweep us. But you know who I think is your weak link? Everybody's like, oh, the Chris Paul's a weak link. I don't think Chris Paul's a weak link. I think Chris Paul always shows up to play against the Clippers because it's an old team. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
say KD, and I'm not gonna say obviously not Bevan. I think Aiton mentally is the weak link. I think if we mentally get him salty and frustrated, he will bring down the rest of the starters because of him. I honestly believe he is the weakest link in that starting five.
A couple things. I think that the latter comment with him being the weakest link in our starting five, I mean, depends on what you consider when you're trying to label him as the weakest link. I think mentally, yeah, I mean he's young and he has some mental lapses sometimes, but he's always performed pretty well in the playoffs, to be honest. And even last year against your Clippers, like he had a clutch winning dunk, put back that was amazing, and he plays very
Alley-oop out of
well. Like,
bounds. Oh
dude,
my
honestly, in the
gosh.
playoffs last year, he played very well, and against really good centers. So I think he'll do fine. I think athletically, he has the tools to be successful. He might have some mental lapses here and there, but the thing is that KD makes everyone better. So just KD's presence alone gives everyone else that much more confidence that they're going to do well. So I think the KD effect is real, and I think that we're going to sweep you guys. No, it's going to be tough, but there might be a few close games. But I really don't think you guys have a chance without PG in your lineup.
Nah, look at here. We didn't have PG. We had PG in the lineup, and we took y'all to Game 6. Obviously, that's without KD. Obviously,
Who's your second best player?
who's our second? Russell Westbrook. What are you talking about? What kind of question is that? Yes.
I think that's my point. Is that you think that you guys are gonna like compete with us,
And
and your
and
second best player is Russell Westbrook as of now. I'm not hating on Russell Westbrook. I'm
yes.
just saying if that's your second best player, then that's a problem.
Okay.
And
I
you
mean,
guys
all
are
right.
not going to
Hey.
compete
All right.
with the favorites in the West.
Russell got them something to prove. Russell played with your best player for many years, so knows all of his tendencies.
Bro, you can
So
barely beat our team without any of our starters in it.
bro, listen here, and I see.
We were
I
putting it
hold
on
on,
you, bro. Josh
hold on, man. I knew you were gonna say this at some point, but I was hoping because you're a basketball aficionado like I am that you wouldn't bring
Yeah.
that up. You know how difficult it is. You know it. You know how difficult it is to beat the scrubs. They have no. You know that.
I don't
You
know if
know how difficult.
I don't know if I'm on you with this one. I don't know
At the
if
end
I'm
of the
agreeing.
season, when teams are playing very hard and the starters are sitting out, the scrubs are coming in. I'm not gonna call them scrubs. The backups are coming in and they're playing with the freeness. You know what I'm saying? Of playing the game of basketball. Those games are always difficult. Every game I saw this week where the backups were playing the starters, the game was a game for 3 quarters. You know what I'm saying? For us, it was about 3.5 quarters. But at the end of the day, I was never scared that we were going to lose that game. I thought we might lose that game just because we were score watching, and you saw Ty Lue ask like in the third quarter, like, who's winning that Timberwolves Pelicans game? And they're like, the Timberwolves. And he was like, nah. And he probably asked Kawhi, what would you want? And Kawhi's like, nah, let's win this game. You know what I'm saying?
Please.
And let's play the Suns.
I don't think that. I think Kawhi's trying to win that game from the start, from the jump.
Yes.
There's no like Ty Lue, hey, should we win this game or not? Kind of. I don't think you guys were treating it like that the whole time. It's no way. If you guys are intentionally trying to lose, then why is Kawhi even out there in the first place? So it's just like I don't think that it was like, Ty Lue make the call, and then the last 2 minutes of the game, Kawhi finishes it. I don't think it's that sophisticated. I think they were trying to win the whole time, and they were just struggling with our scrub squad. So
yeah, and I got off of my point, and we were struggling. I completely agree with you, but I honestly believe when you play teams like that, guys that have no kind of, there's nothing that happens. They win, they win. They probably made some bets on the side with their teammates. They're like, hey, if you win this game, we'll do this for you. Da 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 da. But if they lose, there's no skin off their back. You know what I mean? It's always been like that. There's more pressure on the team that's got the full roster playing.
So who's your starting five?
They should blow them.
So who's your starting five now in the playoffs, first round?
First round, Russell Westbrook, Eric Gordon, Kawhi, Nicholas Batum, and Zubac. Yeah, Kawhi's not going to start off on KG. KG.
So we're gonna you can put Eric Gordon on Chris Paul, I'm guessing.
Yes.
And then Westbrook is gonna guard
Booker.
Okay.
And then Nicholas.
Good luck with that.
Nicholas and Kawhi go back and forth with KD. Good luck on what?
Is Westbrook? I think Westbrook has lost a step, one, and two. I don't think he's like ever been really notoriously known as a good defender. I think he has a lot of mental lapses with like cutters and stuff. So I think that's going to be a nightmare for him. And I think Westbrook getting emotional about this game and proving a point to KD might be a negative impact to the Clippers.
He's not proven. Whoa, hold on. He's not proving a point to KD. He's proven a point to everybody that called him washed. He has nothing. KD was one of the main people saying he's not washed, so he doesn't have to prove a point to KD. KD's been all aboard of like he doesn't ever understood why people were talking smack about Westbrook. It's about situations. Okay. So I don't think that's not a thing. They're friends. That's not a thing there. I'm never gonna say Russell Westbrook. I think he should just make the job difficult for Devin. And we all know Devin has his times where he has his mental lapses when he just has bad games, bad shooting games. Do I think Devin's going
to?
I think he.
You think he's going to be the anchor on defense that you need to stop Devin Booker?
No one. For one, I would never say stop Devin Booker. I'm a man of saying disrupt. He gonna disrupt Devin. I think so. You know what I'm saying? But I also know what you said was right. He needs to make sure he's paying attention to the cutters because Devin likes to cut. I think if he takes that away and pays attention, you know what I'm saying, and just gets on him, we're good. But like I said, because of our bench, I think there's going to be multiple guys thrown at KD and Devin all game. We got Norman Powell that can guard him at one point. We got Robert Covington can guard him at one point. We got guys that can keep Terrence Mann come and guard him at one point. There's going to be guys that are going to be just thrown at those two guys all series long. And I think that's what we have when it comes to our defense. Our defense is like 10-man deep. You know what I mean? Now, I think Ayton is going to have if Zubac gets in foul trouble, Ayton's going to have a field day with Plumlee. You know what I'm saying? I think Plumlee's he's a little bit more athletic than Zubac, but he's not as strong as Zoo. So I think that's going to be a little bit of a problem, but I feel like we have the defensive tools to slow down. I think defensively, we have the best team y'all will see. Period.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Even without PG, you know what I'm saying? I think we are the best defensive team that the Suns will see when it comes to guarding Devin and KD. Like there's going to be, I don't think anybody in the league and in the West has much depth in that small forward, shooting guard, defensive as we do. We got 4 or 5 two-way guys, or used to be two-way guys.
I don't know. I think you're right about the defense, but I believe, in my opinion, that the lack of offense for the Clippers is going to be a deflator for your games. It's going to be low energy. You guys are going to turn the ball over a lot since Westbrook is leading the charge. And you don't have a lot of shooting power outside of Kawhi. And I don't think you have the reliability of offensive threat to balance that Kawhi bandwidth. Kawhi can't just score like 60 points every game. So is Russell Westbrook going to be is he going to be Russell Westbrook of old? Is he putting up 20 points per game every game? If so, then that will help, certainly. But I just don't think he has it in him, personally. And is Eric Gordon all of a sudden going to revitalize his career now? I don't think Eric Gordon has the offensive ability as he used to. So he's on the decline. And then you got Nicholas Batum, who's inconsistent with his shooting. And then you have Zubac, which is he's going to clean up some stuff, but he has Ayton to deal with. So who else is out there that is going to be carrying the offensive load?
The sixth man of the year, Norman Powell. We're going to talk about that.
Oh, my God.
First off, let's start with your starters.
Norman Powell.
You can say, oh, God. You can say, oh, God. It's cool. You have nobody on your bench that can average.
If he's going to average 20 points a game.
If he averages right now. He averages.
I know, but if he's in the playoffs.
18 a game now.
In the playoffs, if he averages over 20 points a game, then, I agree that it will help out, certainly. But then, you got 30
points. Let me rebuttal to the first thing.
You got 30 points for Kawhi, right?
Let me rebuttal to the first thing. You just went on a
whole
breakdown of
my point. I'm just finishing my point.
I just
you got 30 points
mine.
from Kawhi, right? And then you got Norman Powell, maybe 20. Okay. And then Westbrook,
20.
Maybe 20. Okay. So you're expecting them to accumulate, 30, 50, 70 points. Who's going to get that other 40 points on your team?
Let's go with Nicholas Batum to hit 2 or 3 threes. You know what I mean? We got Bones that hit 2 or 3 threes. We got Terrence Mann that hit a 3 or 2. You know what I'm saying? Zubac's going to give you 12 and 10. Like, I don't understand. I can tell right now you don't watch Clipper games. Because for you to say we don't know. But for you to say we don't have any shooting is a terrible choice of words. We are top 5 in 3-point shooting. Like, what do you, as a team?
Paul George.
What?
With Paul George, yeah.
Yes, he doesn't. He's a mid-range king. He can shoot threes too. He's 40% for 3.
Well, what I'm saying is that if you have Paul George in your lineup, he frees up the shooters around him because he's driving, he's isoing, and that allows more space. So that impacts your percentages, right? Your shooting percentages if your star is in the lineup, yeah. So when Paul George is not in there, we're not worried about guarding Paul George. We're worried about just guarding Kawhi. And then we're going to guard everyone else straight up. It's going to be a very different situation.
And it's going to be a very different situation for you when you guys take a rest. When those start of the second quarter, when y'all go sit down and chill out, the starters, and our bench is going against your bench, we will trash y'all. You know what I mean? That's what that is. But let me do the breakdown that you just did with our starters. Yep. You just pointed out everybody that's guarding who. So I want to know who is guarding Russ on your team.
Let me think about it. So I'll go from weakest to best. So I would assume that Chris Paul is guarding Eric Gordon.
Okay. You said Chris Paul can't guard Eric. Okay, go ahead.
I would probably put Booker on Westbrook.
Okay, can't keep up.
But... or maybe even, honestly, Josh Okogie on Westbrook.
All right.
And then...
Okay, keep going.
Then I'll put either KD or Okogie on Kawhi. Or Torrey Craig, one of the three. I think KD. Honestly, I'd be perfectly fine with KD on Kawhi.
KD, come on, man. We know the game. You know darn well KD not guarding Kawhi.
Wait,
That's not how that works.
Are you discrediting KD's defense? Because I'm pretty sure he's good at defense.
I'm not discrediting that. It's the same reason why Kawhi is not guarding KD. That's just too much energy.
Fair. I mean, okay, fine.
The best player is never going to guard the other guy.
I'll put Josh Okogie on Kawhi or Torrey Craig,
That's how it's
depending
all.
on the
Yeah.
matchup.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
whoever is in that five, that starting five lineup.
Right.
Um, so and then
KD would guard
yeah,
him.
Booker on Westbrook. I'll put Batum and KD together, Ayton on Zubac, and then
Hmm.
who's your third, or who's your
That's five.
small?
You got.
That's five.
You got.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So let me just go with this. All right. So one, Eric Gordon, Chris Paul. I think they kind of equal each other out. Honestly, I think if
I don't think Eric Gordon can guard Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul can guard Eric Gordon, but yeah,
I
you can wash it.
disagree.
That's
Look,
fine.
Eric Gore is bigger than Chris and can shoot from deep. For me, it's weird that how you flipped on Eric Gordon for a year and a half. You wanted Eric Gordon on the Suns, but now he's
Not as
on
a
the decline.
starter,
But I mean, I didn't. All right,
but he's a starter in your squad. That's my point.
and I think that's. I mean, look who's guarding him, Chris Paul. I think he'd be all right.
All right,
Uh,
fair enough.
and then like I said, I think Devin's gonna have a tough time, especially if he wants to keep his energy up throughout an offense. So he's going to take some plays off against Russell. If Russell loves to grab the rebound and go. So you're telling me Devin's going to have to run with him 90 feet. Russ does that at least 10 times a game. Devin don't like playing defense like that.
I don't
So
know. I feel like he's underrated with his
Kate,
defense, but you give him
uh,
space for all the half court. You're talking full court. I agree. There's gonna be a lot of
yeah, I
energy guarding
understand.
Russ,
But
but half
let
court
me
stuff
finish.
you can shed off of him. There's no issue there. We'll let him shoot
Yeah,
threes
no,
all day.
that's what usually teams have been doing, and
Yeah.
usually Russ just goes straight at him or knocks down a three or two, which is pretty funny because everybody's focusing on what Draymond has done to him, but Russ has been knocking down threes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
We'll
He's
take
been
that.
hitting
We'll
the
take
three.
that bet.
All we need is him. I don't need him to hit five. He knows he has a cap. Usually Russ shoots at least 6 threes a game now, making
Yeah.
about 2 or 3. That's 50%. That's all I need. That's
I'll
cool.
take that bet.
And then we got KD against Nicholas Batum. I think KD's defense is going to be good. I think KD's going to be the one that kind of helps off of Nicholas. But I think the times he does help off and get caught in the wrong space, Nicholas will hit those threes. But that's a toss up. You know what I mean? Because KD can actually play defense when he wants to. But I think
Right.
I think KD will be the help side guy to guard, will help with Kawhi, because
And
obviously
also
that's
to help with
mismatches.
Russell Westbrook drives. So that's why I'm
Yes,
not worried about it.
there we go. That's a good point. And then I think the Zubac Aiton thing is honestly about how Aiton wants to play. You know what I mean? If Aiton's jump hook is going and he hits that mid range, it's going to be a difficult night for Zubac. But if Aiton stops shooting, stops rebounding, stops being aggressive, which happens all the time, Zubac is going to have a field day with him. Because that's the one big thing that Zubac is very, very physical. And I know Ayton can be physical, but sometimes when he's not, that's a detrimental thing to the Suns. So I
Yeah.
think that's where we stand there. And I understand we can get into the bench and we can go through what that's a toss up. You know what I'm saying? Guys step up, guys don't step up. But I think that for you to say sweep is wild to me. I don't think
I don't
we
think
get
it's wild.
swept.
I do agree with you that Aiden is our X factor for the playoffs, though. If he shows up and if he plays aggressive, I think that he will, just because of the KD effect, like I said earlier, just
Mm-hmm.
with freeing him up a little bit more and not having the pressure of being the number 2 option. Now he's number 3 or 4 option. So I think that will actually help free him up. But yeah, I agree that Aiden is our X factor if we're going to do anything in the playoffs. He's going to need to play well.
Well, that's that. This is the first episode of the series. We're going right into it. I wish you nothing. Not even I love you, brother, but I wish you nothing. I wish you nothing.
Yeah.
Especially now, I feel
it was
slightly
sweet.
disrespected. I'm really like low key mad. You really said we're gonna sweep y'all. Oh
Yeah.
man, I can't wait.
Imagine playing us and Booker was hurt for the whole series. You'd be talking sweep as well.
I would not with KD on your team. I think with Kawhi, I
No,
think
KD got
Kawhi
swept
gonna have.
last year. So
I
I
think
mean, it
I
happened.
think I can't wait for that text message when you send me, man, Kawhi can't miss. Kawhi can't miss. I ain't never seen Kawhi play this good.
I don't
And
want
that's
to
the
hear it.
game we win.
I don't want to hear it. KD is the same way, so they're gonna even each other out, if anything.
All right. Okay. But okay. So here first, everybody. I said Charles said Clippers in 6, and Josh here said what?
Wait, you said Clippers in 6? You think that you
Clippers
really think
in
the Clippers
6.
will win
Clippers
this series?
will win this series in 6. If I don't think that way, what kind of fan am I? I will always be
Unrealistic
positive
fan.
about. No, I am realistic. I believe we can
Okay.
step up and win this game in 6.
All right,
I do.
I say Suns in 4, baby.
Yeah.
Suns
better
in
watch
4,
out.
baby. Let's go.
No chance. No chance.
Okay.
I can't
All right.
wait till we win game 1 and you
Good
be
luck.
salty. I can't
Good
wait.
luck.
We hopping on right after that. Soon after, so the first game y'all lose, be ready to hop on the pod right after that. I don't want no excuses.
Oh, we hopping on after every game. We hopping on after every game for sure.
Oh, okay. Here we go. All right, that's good.
All right.
I like it. All right. Well,
All right, I'll talk to you then.
I'll let you go. Yeah. Well, all right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Bye.